What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Vampy Book Club. You know what this is, and you know how we do this. Let's get our main man Dell in here. What's going on? Dolly
What, yo?
Dell in the house.
Dollar, yo.
Hey Dell, what issue is it? Our episodes are a little screwed up. So, oh,
We're on issue 16. Oh,
it's
there
yeah.
you
So
go.
we're on issue
Yeah, we're
16.
yeah, we're on issue 16, episode 17.
Yeah, because we didn't do the annual. We did the movie instead of the annual.
We did the movie. That's right. That's right. We did the movie instead of the annual. That's right. So it's throwing off the numbers, but don't get it wrong, folks. We're still on track.
Yeah.
It's just it's gonna. And I can tell you, folks, it's gonna happen. Maybe the number of the episode doesn't match the issue that we're doing because we may do something a little bit different to
Yeah.
you know
To spice it up.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, do something different to keep you guys entertained. That's all.
Yeah.
Also, that's all we want to do is keep you guys interested in the show.
Yep. And then the biggest thing with this issue is it's actually we got Dracula first appearance last week. This is Dracula's what would you say it is? It's his origin story in this one. I would say.
Yes, yeah. So it's his origin story, which we'll talk about here
Oh,
as we get
right.
into the story.
And you get him on the cover.
Yes, and we get him on the cover with Vampirella. So
Yeah.
this is pretty much this issue is actually it's actually Vampirella and Dracula first meet
Yeah.
in this issue. Yeah, not only just this is just the origin story of Dracula,
Right.
where he comes from, but
Right.
it also includes Dracula and Vampirella first meeting.
Right. And then
As
you
well.
know how I like to go on Heritage to check out the issue every time we do an issue to check out if any of the issues or the panels came up for sale.
Mhm.
So one of the panels did come up for sale for this one, but it wasn't a Vampirella panel. It was one of the I think one of the yeah. So it was this panel here, and it's actually in the book here. So I'll bring up the it's not a vamp. That's why it didn't sell for much. It only sold for $1,000.
That's not much at all.
Yeah, a great a thousand three. I think 1,300 or something like 1,006 or something like that.
Mhm.
But it's like one of one of the other stories. But it had her on the cut on the page, but it didn't go for much. Aha, this one, this page. So yeah, this page yeah, it came up at 1,400.
Interesting. Interesting. It didn't sell that much, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, and then so this year, August 14th, 2024. I don't know, last year.
Last year,
20,
August of last year. So, but
yeah,
little year and a month ago, pretty much,
yeah,
roughly a year and a month ago.
yeah.
Okay.
So a year and a month ago. You know how I like to go do my research on the covers and on all that stuff. So
Yeah, of
I
course.
yeah, I always do, man. So that's what this show is about, to teach you guys stuff, to let you guys learn stuff. Like why Vampy has a freaking bat on her boob is to see the they all do it. All the artists do it just to see it, just to see if their boss Joseph Tutain can either will say something or said nah.
Yeah, it's all a test, right?
No, it's all a test, or it's just to see what they can get away with, pretty much. That's
Exactly.
what, like, I've read all the autobiographies by him, by Gonzalez, and by Torres, and then Gonzalez. Yeah, so yeah, so it's the same thing. They all do it just to see what they can get away with.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get to Vampy's story now. So it was interesting, like how how she's stopping the plane. This is a nice cover, nice cover.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just, it'll be. Can you see me, guys? Can you see me? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I,
All right, perfect. All right. So, now, yeah, it looks like it's uh, yeah, if it was like an actual like comic book without having the other stories attached to it, this would actually be a either nice cover or
yeah.
just still a good first interior panel
Yeah.
as well to start off the story. Which is still good. Uh, yeah, it's a stopping the plane.
Right.
Uh, it's like because she's thinking she's going after Pendragon,
Yeah,
her friend
yeah,
Pendragon.
yeah.
So,
I
uh,
would what I would want it as a T-shirt. Yeah, like they'll always knows. Any panels like this, yeah.
yeah,
Any panels like this, I would want it as a T-shirt.
yeah, this makes a great great T-shirt or a poster to hang up in a room somewhere.
Yeah,
So it's a great shot. It's a great piece of art as well.
yeah.
And tell us who did the artwork on this for the story.
Jose Gonzalez, and then Archie Goodwin did this story. So three stories in a row, we get Archie and Jose again. But
Mhm.
next week's issue is not actually by Archie, so it's going to be interesting to see to read the difference
Right.
next week. It's going to be interesting because we've read, what was it, three stories by Archie. So it's going to be interesting to see how different the story is going to be, or how how some Archieisms that he likes to use. So I'm curious of what next week's issue is going to be like
Yeah.
when we get to it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I am too as well.
Yeah,
I'm curious about it because I'm to let the our audience, our fans here on this page,
yeah,
uh, know that I'm reading these issues as they come up.
right,
Jeff already knows the stories. He's read these
yeah,
from Warren Publishing and into through Harris when
yeah.
Harris owned it
And
and into
then all the
the
way up to
Dynamite.
Dynamite right now. So
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah. So Jeff is more knowledgeable of the character than I am. I'm just reading the books as we do an episode as well. So even though I've had the books for a little while
yeah.
myself,
But
I'm reading them as we do an episode.
it's fun. It's fun now. Yeah, because just to talk about it with somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Because I want to learn about it as we progress. I'm learning. So you people that in the audience are I'm learning with you about the story. I'm learning
Yeah,
with you. For
yeah.
those that don't know anything about the character.
Yeah, and then I'm giving more people interested in her. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of it,
Yeah,
is to get her more interested, get people more interested. Get some more eyes on her, and maybe the movie's gonna get made faster.
absolutely, absolutely. It's just about that's always a matter of
Yeah,
a lot of ins
right.
and outs, and then when it comes to Hollywood,
Yeah,
finding somebody that's going to fund
right,
fund the movie, who's going to
right,
you know casting it, and there's a lot of inner workings in Hollywood that
right.
some people don't realize. Yeah, but here going back to the story here. This is a pretty cool story. It turns out so far as she stops the plane, she's talking to the pilot or the flight crew. She's thinking, "Hey, I got a friend," and then here pops out Pendragon, saying,
Right,
"Hey, no, I'm fine." He's saying no, he's fine. He's actually uh, telling Vampirella that they were contracted to do a show.
right.
So they're contracted to do a show, and it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
So
I mean, she really didn't need to fly with them, since she could turn into a bat. She could have flew most of her away.
exactly, she could have flown herself out there.
Yeah. So
Like you said,
she wouldn't have to pay for another extra ticket.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, she didn't have to do, like you said.
Yeah.
No,
And
no,
plus, she could do it two ways. She could have just popped her wings out and started flapping,
exactly,
or
exactly,
or turned into a bat, or it's either or. So,
exactly. Either
but
or.
it's kind of interesting that because they get the Pendragon, and then we find out there's actually something on the plane with them. It looks like, because if you
Yeah,
look at it, there's something on the plane with them. If you
yeah.
guys, yeah, if you guys can't see, it's a casket. And then we got introduced to Dracula last issue before all this happened. So because Pendragon got hypnotized, or yeah, got good, got bamboozled or hypnotized by somebody.
Hypnotized and mesmerized.
Yeah, got mesmerized by Rico Suave, or or Dracula, aka Dracula.
Exactly.
Because you remember last issue, they said he goes by many names.
Yeah, he goes by many names, but the one they prefers is Dracula.
Yeah,
So
And then plus we get more details of the why he named himself Dracula in this issue too.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's yeah, and then we go back to the Van Helsings. Pretty cool.
yeah. We go back to Van Helsing's here, and then like, of course, really, really motivated and obsessed by going after Vampirella, even though Adam is telling him, "Hey, no, it's like leave her alone. She saved me. She gave me a blood transfusion straight from herself and saved me." But but it's but the father is
Don't
telling him
give
no.
don't give a shit. It's a
Exactly,
vampire. I'm gonna fucking kill it.
exactly. He's a vampire. It's a
She's a
vampire.
vampire. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go stake the heart and whatever. But 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 older Van Helsing doesn't know that's not gonna hurt her at all either, because anything that Dracula is weak to, she ain't. So
Exactly. So that's interesting. So as we move along here, this
yeah,
this panel, it shows that that's what they're discussing pretty much.
yeah,
These
pretty
this
much
case.
what they're discussing. And then the funniest panel is the one where he's holding the that letter, and he goes, and then he goes, I know that crest on
Yeah,
the
exactly.
piece of paper.
It's like, oh, that crest looks familiar. Oh, wait, well, who could it be? All right,
Yeah.
belongs to Dracula.
Well, yeah, and then what he says, I recognize those bumps or something like
Yeah,
that. And he goes,
yeah. He recognized it. He recognized it by the embossing
yeah,
of the symbol on the bottom of the letter, and then has Adam Van Helsing confirm it, which is to be the emblem of the Count Dracula.
yeah,
So
the crest of Dracula's house or whatever it was.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and then we get the second what is it? Second cover page, pretty much. So we get
Bride of Chaos on
yeah, we
this.
get yeah, so we get another title for it besides Vampirella.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the title of the story here now, which is and it looks like it's like the Count's castle
Right,
that set the stage for,
right.
which is still very like what you expect it to be, like what's in all the movies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Uh, you know,
yeah,
they made their way in, and only they're finding out that at least Rappella's finding out that it's Dracula. That's I think they're finding out that I think Rappella's finding out it's Dracula's who
yeah.
hired them for the show.
Hired them for the show, and then he's looking for a bride right now. That's what it is.
Yes, yes. So yeah, hence the title "Bride of Chaos."
Bride of
Bride,
Chaos. Yeah,
Bride of Chaos here. So it's like this is their interaction as they get to the castle. You get to the next next panel.
yeah. But I like I said, this I like Jose's like artwork of like I love his up close stuff. I always love his up close stuff of her face and everything.
All right.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's it. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
yeah. And then we get to the next panel, a couple of panels. But she looks worried. That's what she looked like reading this. He's drinking again, like he always does before a show.
Yeah, to settle his nerves.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but
but
he.
what I noticed on this panel here, though, it looked like two puncture holes on his neck. It looked like Dracula took a bite out of him. It looked like.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I didn't notice that until now. I didn't
Yeah.
notice that until now. Yeah, you pointed out. Yeah, so I just see in the one panel there that's like going back and forth.
Yeah.
Actually, that kind of explains something something else later on in the story
Right.
as well.
Because I didn't notice it until I read it the second time. I'm like, are those puncture holes on his neck? I go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it is. So
Yeah.
they're going back and forth, and then on the bottom, then the very bottom panel, that's where it's the a room full of people that are going to be entertained.
Right.
And
Then the next panel we get into. He walks. Actually, our main antagonist walks into the room finally.
Yeah, so which is Dracula, and then it kind of explains who everybody else is, so that they're all
Right.
priests and priestesses of the different cults that are part of the whole, part of the cults of chaos. There's like I guess there's a bunch
Right.
of cults, different cults, and then all these people are like the leaders of these different cults associated with the cult of chaos as well, and Dracula is the main, like the head leader of it, as it says, the supreme leader of the companions of chaos.
Yeah, yeah.
It.
So he's the he's the head guy.
Head honcho,
Yeah,
the main guy.
the main guy, and then we get to the stage show pretty much after we get introduced to to Dracula, and then Pendragon's is on stage
Yeah,
introducing introducing doing his thing. I'm surprised he's doing pretty well for being half drunk or being
yeah.
drunk all the time.
Yeah, because the whole purpose of why they're meeting is because they want they want to know which woman Dracula's going to pick to
Right.
be the head of the his bride.
Yeah,
Or
pretty much Dracula's bride. Pretty much. And then we find yeah, then he get he I get I'm guessing that he knew who she was. I had a feeling that they knew each other already somewhat
yeah,
because
there must have been a connection because that
yeah.
one of the women in that group of people was thinking it was going to be her because she was such a loyal member, and
Yep.
only for it to be switched up,
Yeah.
and Dracula's going to pick, for obvious things, Dracula's picking Vampirella. So
I
as you,
mean, I've one that can turn into a bat, and
right,
then it appears in a scantily clad red bikini, supposedly.
yeah,
So it's like, yeah, or the guy or the chick that's infatuated with me.
exactly, exactly. So there's like Pendragon's doing his thing, and it's like, oh, hey, some woman that could turn into a bat, and only for Dracula to tell her, hey, all right, seal off the doors, lock the doors, seal them off.
Yeah, and she's trying to fly. She's trying to escape, and then come to find out that she can't escape.
Yeah,
And then well, then some stuff goes on. Dracula and her. Well, on this panel here, Dracula and her fight, and
yeah,
then Dracula ends up catching her, putting her on an altar, pretty much. And
yeah,
then, like Del was saying, the other woman, the
yeah. The other one was like, because she thought she was gonna be the pick for it to be the bride, but only it's like,
I honestly, I would have rather have, being honest, if I was Vampirella or the chick, I would have went fuck you because we find out what happens to the brides, all the brides,
yeah,
towards the end of the book. When we get there, you'll see. But yeah, I would have went screw you.
exactly, exactly. So it's pretty interesting. So
Yeah,
she's Dracula like
yeah,
telling us like, check it, no, it's like not nobody like you. It's gonna be Vampirella. Then he starts going on. It's like, hey, then he starts going on. He's like he starts like talking about where he came from, how he came to be.
right.
That he
So yeah,
is.
so they go down these stairs and stuff like that, and then come to find out that he's from where Vampirella's from. He's actually Draculonian.
Yeah, he's from the same planet. He's
He's
from
from
the
the
same
same,
planet.
yeah. But
He's from,
the way I look at it and the way that they explained it, he's further back. He's older than she is. She
yeah,
he's like their version of caveman version of Vampirella's version of people. That's what it sounded like. The
yeah,
way the
because
way the way he talked.
yeah, it's like he's been around for a while too, and then
Yeah.
he somehow gets like banished from the planet.
Well, yeah, it tells you why he got Spanish the because they were hunting each other. That's
Mm,
the whole reason he got banished was because the that they outlawed of biting each other or whatever, you know what it was. so they outlawed it, and then he got he got in front of a bunch of you know a bunch of their peers, and they pretty much disintegrated his butt, pretty much, but like how we have the death penalty, they pretty much did that to him,
Yeah, yeah,
but but come to find out, he didn't die.
exactly. It seems like this god of chaos or whatever he was banished to the nether void,
Or the
and
nether realm, and
yeah,
then, or like how the Marvel people were like to say they got banished to the to well what was the character from Doctor Strange, and then and everybody said that was gonna appear in the WandaVision.
yeah. So he got he's off, and then goes in front of the god of chaos, and the god of chaos saw him as a you know
as a
as a servant or something.
or as
Yeah.
a vehicle for his chaos.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, then goes to Earth for hundreds of years, starting in Transylvania. As then that's where the story starts.
Yeah,
Vampirism in on Earth stemming from
right.
Transylvania.
Well,
And
like, but they'll glazed over it. But he made a deal. He pretty much made a deal with the freaking devil and go,
yeah,
hey, well, and then pretty much created created their version of a virus, pretty much like the zombie virus or whatever it is. So they created vampire virus. Pretty much, that's what the chaos did. That's what the deal was. You spread your vampirism, and my cultish beliefs.
exactly. So it goes on. It talks about feeding on
Yeah,
people and stuff like that too. So
yeah,
which is interesting.
yeah, and
Interesting
then
story.
different bodies, and how he had a body, and then how and then actually talked about the Van Helsings was surprising.
Yes,
Was
like the first Van Helsing that
Yeah,
was going after vampires. Yeah, so which is it just shows like the Abraham Van Helsing, so
yeah,
it kept going to so it's an interesting history on that.
yeah.
So
It was super interesting, and then
yeah,
like how
yeah. It also
the,
it makes reference to creepy issues number 8 and 9. I guess there's a story there too that
yeah,
ties
yeah,
into this.
yeah. And then where they said where he says my first body died, so or my first body got destroyed in the carriage ride or whatever it was.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
so and then he had to find another body or whatever. So it was interesting to read it. I mean, it's interesting to see the lore of Dracula in Vampy's world. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because his origin has changed multiple times. Because Harris did his origin, Dynamite did his origin now, because it was a there was a Vampirella Unholy where they did his origin and where they end up actually married. So so like I said, it's multiple origins, but this is his first origin from Vampirella's from Vampirella's timeline. So this is
Right.
his yeah. So it's interesting. But I liked Jose's art in this thing, and then I liked the chaos, the chaos thing and everything else. But yeah, it kept on going, kept on talking about it, kept on talking with yeah, and now we get to see the Van Helsings again, and then we get to see Pendragon here.
Yeah, you got to see Pendragon here as well,
Yeah,
and so kind of as they go back and forth, it seems like as they get in there, like the Van Helsings, they go. It looks like tries to drive. I believe he tries to drive a stake into Dracula.
yeah, he does. He actually does.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he
yeah,
go. Yeah,
yeah, and only for it to
the
not do it.
backfire.
Yeah, to backfire. It just didn't work. It
Right.
didn't work. He didn't. Yeah, right here. This is
Right
where
here, yeah. This is what that was talking about, where the blind dude. My thing is, how the hell did the blind Van Helsing figure out where to freaking stake him anyway, because he doesn't, he don't. I don't want to be mean, but you're blind. You need braille, but you can't even, So you would. I understand he had it in his hand and everything, but how would you know where to poke him at?
Exactly. Where poke the guy at, and all of a sudden he just knew where to poke it, but it only turned out that he's able to find it, but it just turned out that it doesn't work out that way.
So, because he's a Draculonian like Vampirella is, and a lot of that stuff doesn't work on them.
Yep. Yeah, but it just turns out it didn't work out. He's like almost like mocking the Van Helsing. It's like, oh, yeah, it's not, it's not gonna happen, type of thing.
Yeah.
So,
And then mocking him, and then the last person you would think to come to help him, and comes to help him. The last person, because the one person that he wants to go after is the one that comes in and actually helps out Van Helsing, and it's Vampirella kicking Dracula's butt.
well, and which it surprised Dracula too, because
Yeah,
Vampirella, the way he left her shackled to the altar.
right.
But who comes in and sets Vampirella free?
Well, let's go back and we'll see, because it actually shows you on, I forget which panel. Actually, it does show. Yeah, it does show you in.
Yeah, see right here, bottom panel right here shows that she's shackled to the altar.
Yeah, right.
That's Vampirella. Now you go move forward.
Right.
Move forward again.
She's unshackled. So no,
she's still shackled, but you keep going.
Yeah.
Go to the next one.
All
right. So if you look at the bottom panel, who's there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other chick, the one of the priestess from one of the cults.
I'm wondering if the priestess because it doesn't show you the priestess did it show you the priestess unshackling?
It didn't show her unshackling, but it was mentioned. Vampirella mentioned it.
Oh, okay.
She did say it, so it wasn't shown, but it was mentioned. So that kind
of I think I read that part a little quick, so I missed that part.
Yeah, so it was mentioned on that.
So it was mentioned. Okay, I wasn't sure, because then this would be a plot hole, because it wasn't mentioned and she's on the. That would be a plot hole.
I'm gonna say thought process as you. But it was actually mentioned on that. But bride, because she wanted to be the bride on that, but no.
Yeah, and then the next panel you find out what happens to all the brides. Pretty much.
Yeah. So she ended up becoming the bride, but she ends up withering away and dying.
Yeah. And then the one thing was, I'm wondering if Vampirella did stay on that altar, would she have done would it have done the same thing to her, or would it have just turned her into something completely different? That's what I was wondering.
Exactly. And then it looks like, and then right here it shows that Dracula pretty much withers away himself. He dies off too.
Yeah. He dies off. He dies off for now. He comes back in a couple of issues later, and then we find out find out how later. But yeah, so and then and then we get all this other stuff where they actually check the coffin and he's not in it.
Yeah, he's not in it either. So, and I think it jumps to the next story at this point.
Yeah, it jumps to that. It jumps to this story. It's a pretty cool story. It's another Spanish artist. It's another artist that worked with Jose and stuff. And then it's I forget the guy's name, but this story was pretty cool. It talked about witches and stuff, but he's known for doing like DuckTales and stuff like that, and for Spain and stuff. So it's cartoony. It looks like the old school cartoons and stuff, like those old school cartoons that used to come on Saturday morning.
Yeah. No, I think I actually kind of like that kind of artwork.
Yeah.
Pretty fun.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. Talking about, oh, you're a witch, da 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 da. We're gonna rip the clothes off of you. So every panel before this, it's talking about, oh yeah, well, da 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 da. So the people come and get her, get the girl right here. We see the witch here, but this is the actual witch here. So they get her. They pull pretty much the crazy crowd. It ends up yanking a bunch of her clothes off, and
Mm.
then you know then we get her fully with a
Fully
freaking leaf.
naked.
Yeah, fully naked with the leaf, and then pretty much they she's supposed to end up on the stake. But look who ends up on the stake is the freaking guy that was gonna put her on the stake. Ends up on the
Yeah.
stake instead. So that's the wrong thing to do. And because all the guys jump her because she's naked. Look, the right this panel here, and
Yeah.
then yeah, and then it flips the story and goes look at Looky who's on the yeah.
Yeah. Look who's on the stake there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's all the guys, all the guys that are on the stake, and then it's telling you if you got, if you want the story, come and get the couple issues before that, the model kit. They actually showed you a picture of the model in the beginning right here. Hold on, let me go back a couple panels right here. It actually shows you what it looks like. It's just too dark, but but in the book it actually shows you.
Mhm.
So it actually shows you what it looks like. Yeah, and then we go to the couple other stories. Yeah, then the Pendragon thing, and the chaos and all that stuff. But and then we go to the other stories, and then we get a what's it? Esteban, yeah, we get another Esteban Maroto story. This is the Esteban Maroto story.
Okay.
So we get another Esteban Maroto story. It's pretty much like a King Kong type thing. It's pretty much Creature Black Lagoon type story almost.
Mhm.
Like yeah, like they go to they go to the jungles. They find they go to Africa and stuff. What it feels like? It feels like Frazetta's werewolf from Creepy One
Mhm.
or yeah, or is it Creepy Two? Oh no, yeah, it's Creepy One because
Yeah.
Airy is the one. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's for. But like some of Esteban's art, I can see where he uh, got the inspiration from.
Are you talking about the cover?
No. I'm talking about the interior story of that
Ah.
book about werewolf by Frazetta because I read it and I looked at some of the art. It looks similar to Frazetta's, but it's nowhere close to it. But certain panels look like his. Like there's a panel. There is a
Well, Creepy Two has that werewolf cover by Frank Frazetta.
no. I'm
So
talking about there's a story interior of creepy there that's talking about werewolves. I think it's either creepy or eerie. I don't remember which. I can't remember which issue. Oh no, yeah, it is creepy one because it's the last interior story that he did.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. You're right. You're right because that's it. Yeah. Creepy One is the yeah.
yeah. So, but there's certain panels that I can see where he got inspiration from Frazetta because if you look at that story and this one, there's similarities there. But it was a pretty cool story. I mean, being honest, it was pretty cool. And talking about the girl and stuff, and come to find out the girl is actually the fucking the actual ape. So it's talking about yetis and stuff and ape creatures and stuff. So this is actually the female. They finally end up right here in this panel here. So the ape is actually a female. So because look, you find and then they find her right here. And then the last couple panels, look what happens. She starts turning into the ape.
Until ape again.
Yeah, into the ape again. And then it tells you about all the posters that they got for $1, $2. And then girl on red asteroid. This one was pretty interesting. This one was pretty freaky. So it's pretty much a flip on the Vampirella story, like how this guy crashes onto a planet, onto an asteroid, a red asteroid, and said, "Oh, this girl with red skin, I thought I was seeing things. I was hungry. I was tired, and I saw this egg, and it hatched, and the girl with red skin. Sounds like Deja Thoris almost, red
Mm.
skin." And so he goes, "Oh, a girl with red skin. They get a little, he hasn't seen a female for a long time, and lovey-dovey, and stuff happens, and she starts turning into something. Almost every story, the female turns into something.
Yeah.
every story this issue. So it looks like, and then she turns into so that the creature that attacked them at first. So that was in, and then talking about back issues of Eerie here, and then the Uncle Creepy and Eerie mask, where you could actually got the mask.
Yeah, Cousin Erie and Uncle Creepy.
Yeah, where you could actually get the mask. And then how I was telling you guys about the other story right here is right here by Pete. What the hell, Boisman or Boise or Boysen or something like that. But here's that that ended up on Heritage. But it's actually talking about zombies and stuff like that, and it was interesting. The art was interesting, and it's one person that did the art and the writing to it, so it was pretty cool.
Mm.
So pretty cool story, pretty interesting, and then we get a little you know little thing about Jose Gonzalez, then some Vampy fan art. Like I read all these things. It's pretty much fans saying, "Hey, I really love Vampy." Da 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 da. Here's my here's my rendition of Vampy. Like this one was from Georgia. Some were from California. And then telling you guys all the artists and stuff. All the people that are on the roster on at Warren right now at the
Yeah.
time. So
Yeah. So go back to that page. All right.
yeah,
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, kind of almost like gives like a little like the little, like a brief connection on what issues like they kind of worked on at
yeah,
this point, right?
yeah,
From what I
yeah,
can tell there. Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, Bill DeVay, David, Rich, freaking,
Jerry
Billy,
Grandinetti. Yeah.
yeah, and then Billy Graham. You know what I mean? All the issues they worked on, and then it told you about Conan and all that other stuff. All the regular stuff on magazines and stuff, and then Blazing Combat.
Yeah. But yeah. If I think it's I actually have on Blazing Combat. The only issues that it's a four-parter. It's four issues in that series. I only have issues 1 and issues 4 on that one. I don't have 2 or 3. It's just kind of
well,
funny.
well, we can always do Blazing Combat too, because I have the Blazing Combat. I have the Blazing Combat stuff too, so we can
Or is it
actually do.
or is it that I have 2 and 4? I remember I know I have 4, and then I can't remember if it's issue 1 or issue 2.
Two, I think. I think you
Yeah,
got two and three. You don't have one. I think. I think that's
yeah.
what it is.
I can't remember. I just
I
remember
yeah.
I
I
remember
can't.
only have 2 of them.
Yeah.
It's sitting in
But
the box. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. But it's like all these stories were pretty cool. Like I said,
Actually,
all these
no,
stories.
let me check real quick. Actually, I
All
have
right.
sitting on top of something right now. I'll be
All
right
right.
back. Right? Take me like 2
All right.
seconds.
All right.
Give me 2 seconds. All right, I found it pretty quick because I happen to be going to the box. So I actually have issue 3.
Okay. Hold
Issue
on.
3.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I have. Issue 3 of Blazing Combat. It's actually
Uh-huh.
pretty pretty decent condition. It's not bad. It's like
Yeah,
I
very
want to
good.
say yeah, yeah, it's very good. It's actually I would say somewhere in between mid grade and high grade. It's like right almost like in the middle. I want to say probably if it were to get cleaned,
Yeah.
it'll probably be like a high six, low seven.
Okay.
If I were to get it cleaned and press it and get it great, uh, but it just need a little cleaning on the cover. Then also I have issue four.
Okay.
Issue
So
four.
hold on. Let me bring you back up again. Yeah.
I have issue four. So I'm just missing one and two.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
I kind
missing.
of I kind of figured the 1 and 2 is the expensive covers. Probably
Yeah,
that's probably why you're missing them.
yeah. And this one needs a little bit of cleaning on the cover. Needs a press.
Right.
It's probably close in condition to issue three that I have. It's just maybe just a step or two be under it. But other than that, it's not terrible
So
either.
so guess what, guys? You guys won't be getting drunk on this episode.
Yeah,
We found no plot holes in this one.
exactly. Yeah. I went off topic. We're talking about Blazing Combat, but yeah,
No, but we're
but
cool.
still under the
Yeah,
same publisher. So
yeah. So we're all good. But the funniest one thing is that we found no no plot
no plot holes. That's right.
no Dell plot holes.
Exactly. Yeah.
No
So
plot holes, so no drinking for you guys on this episode. But if you oh well, we can play a new one. If you guys find the bet in the episode, you drink.
exactly, exactly. So but it's interesting. But so far here, you know what I think of the story. Actually, the story is still pretty cool because at least
Right.
not only is it the only thing
Was it better than for the last two that we read by
yes.
Archie?
Yeah, I think I think it's better because one thing I have to say about this story is this again, but it's just where you know
He seemed to. It looks like Archie had a little more time on this one. It seemed like.
yeah the story's a little bit better and also just for a key fact that hasn't been mentioned in okay so since everybody wants to reference since many people in our comic book community especially a certain influencer
Yeah.
that's on YouTube uh, that wants to always likes to push Key Collector.
Right.
The one thing a Key Collector is missing on for the information on this issue is the Dracula's origin story.
Yeah.
Okay, the only thing it says in kit that as far as the key facts that's listed,
Dracula cover. That's all it says. It's not.
yeah,
It doesn't.
it says first meeting of Vampirella and Dracula.
But not only that. But like a lot of people say, you have to read your shit.
Exactly. Yeah, they read the book and it's like, all right, it doesn't talk about
So if you
Dracula's
guys
origin story.
right, but if you guys are wanting to collect vampy villains or just vampy in general, like important issues, issues. This issue and the last issue are two important issues, and then 1 and 2 are important issues, and 3. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if you guys are wanting to collect important issues of her run, you know what I mean? So, and then the other thing is next week's cover, or next week's 17 is actually not 17's cover, because this cover was supposed to be something else. But I'll tell you guys the story next week. I'll leave you in suspense. Yeah, I'm leaving you in suspense. But me and Del are gonna be grading this story now. So what do you grade it at, Del, this time?
Well, so I grade this one like an 8.5 because it's a little bit more solid.
8.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. 8.8 because I couldn't. With this time we couldn't find no plot holes this time, so I'll give it a little higher. 8.8. 8.8. What about art by Gonzalez?
Art, yeah, he's still solid 8. You know, I've been grading him for pretty fair. I felt like pretty high, like 8.
Yeah.
I do like his artwork. It's like kind of like since it's like a pencil and ink type of thing. It's solid.
Yeah.
I do like how he's drawing if you go back to the original page where they showed his castle, that weren't there. Now go back.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, hold on. Yeah,
Where it
yeah.
shows. So like even just drawing, not just drawing people,
Right.
but drawing structures like the
Yeah.
castle. Actually, that's a cool picture. A drawing of the castle and the background to it too.
I
With the
wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that on a T-shirt either.
yeah, a T-shirt or a poster or something like that. So
Yeah.
like a painting or something like that. If it was like full color painting
Right.
as well, with the mountain landscape in the background and everything.
Yeah.
That's something kind of cool to put up on the wall.
Right.
So
right. So
something that's what I
So
kind of like.
solid. Yeah. So solid 8. So 8.58. So yeah. So me and you meet in the middle. So
Yeah.
so pretty much if we meet in the middle, a 9. The whole thing. Pretty much.
Yeah, but pretty much exactly. So, but still get a great story here.
Yeah. Yeah. A 9. And then what do we grade the cover at? It's another St. Julian cover.
It's a cool. I like this one too. I like this a little bit more because I would say it's
Yeah.
like 8.5.
Yeah.
Because it shows Dracula with his opening up his cape and then like with his
Right.
fangs down, and then like then you see Vampirella like shackled on an. So it's I like it. I like it. It's definitely like 8.5. For me.
8.5, 8.8 for me because I'm the vampy guy, so it's gonna be a little higher. So yeah, we'll meet in the middle. We'll give it a 9. So issue 16, 9 all the way through.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good nice painting. Yeah, it's definitely having this cover is that without the text or the on top, just simply as a poster, or even having the original artwork was to be something around the house.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I've seen it on St. Julian's website, but right now since the tariffs and stuff, you won't be able to get nothing shipped from him. So
let me ask you: has this been sold on Heritage at all? From what have you been able to see?
I looked. I didn't see anything really. I just seen a lot of people selling the cover, but there's actually 2 versions of this thing. So there's actually the one that he sent to the U.S. and there's another one that he did for Joseph Tutane. So there's 2 versions of this cover. So because it, like you said, printing wise, because the background's a lot greener than that. So yeah, and I don't think I've seen it on Heritage. I looked up and down Heritage of all week. I didn't see anything.
Okay.
So yeah, so I didn't see anything.
So it just may not it had sold at all. It just may have not been sold through Heritage. Maybe
Right.
through one private collector to another.
Right. Or it's still with Warren. It could be still.
That too, yes.
Yeah, it could still be with Warren if Warren liked it a lot. It could be still with them. So that's good. That's issue 16 for you guys. But next week we'll be on issue 17, episode 18. But I got a lot more stuff coming up. I got some interesting stuff. I'm working on some interesting stuff. You guys got to keep a lookout on my Instagram. Got to keep a lookout on here if I mention it. But I'm working on a bunch of stuff in the background. Like Dell knows. I've talked to Dell about it. So you know what I mean? So it's going to be cool. So we'll see you guys next week. Sayonara.